2.
And hello. I'm just doing some FX Trading 101 yoga. I'm Rob Booker. Welcome back, everyone. Happy to have you here along for the ride. Thanks for staying with us. Always happy to hear from you. You can at me on Twitter, Rob Booker. Find me on Facebook at Rob Booker Trader. You can listen on SoundCloud and wherever else. I mean, I know you probably know these things already, and you're probably reading in the description below all of the good things that you can get along the way. But we're just happy that you're here. I'm happy to have you along the way. There's a big argument that has been going on in all of trading, not just currency trading, for years and years and years. And that argument is between trend versus counter-trend trading. In fact, trend trading is sort of a Jedi religion. It's not even a Jedi religion. It's like sort of like a violent religion where trend traders get out their swords and their pitchforks and they chase after counter-trend traders. And today I want to talk about some of the myths and the realities about these two types of trading. And I wanted to start things off by describing to you what it generally is when someone says that they are a trend trader. What people will generally mean when they say that they're a trend trader is they will look at a longer term chart, like a weekly chart or a daily chart, or even like a 4-hour chart. And they'll say from left to right, the trend is up. And they may draw trend lines underneath price. They may use certain indicators on their screen, maybe their own indicators or whatever else. And they'll make a declaration. They'll say that the trend is up. They may even start on a shorter term chart. And they may even say, oh, on the 1-hour chart, the trend is up. And once they've said that either the trend is up on a long-term chart or up on a short-term chart, I'm only now going to trade up. I'm only going to buy. This is typically what a trend trader does, although there's lots of different methods and reasons and ways that they declare that the trend is one way or the other. A trend trader will typically only trade in the direction of that trend. And once again, just like there are lots of different flavors of each religion, there are lots of different flavors of trend traders. But generally, a trend trader is saying, I have looked at a chart, and the trend is up on this one, and so I am only taking buy trades. And they might take those from short-term charts. They might take it from the same chart they viewed the trend on. Nate, if anything, if you have any questions along the way on this, please chime in. I can hear the questions ringing in my ears. Well, do trend traders always trade from the same time frame chart? No. Do trend traders always trade from the short time frame chart? No. Do trend traders always use the daily chart to see the trend? No. Do trend traders always use trend lines? No. There's 1,000 varieties of it. And that's why if you say you're a trend trader, it doesn't really mean anything. It just means generally you have identified that a trend exists and you're only going to trade with it. But we need more information before we can know that. You might also find trend traders who say things like, well, the trend is, if I can find an example here, you might find a trend trader who says that the trend is down. So maybe they're looking at the chart here from left to right, and they're seeing that the movement is down. And they might say, oh, well, the movement here on the chart is down, so I'm on this chart, I'm only going to take sell trades. Or I'm going to move to a lower time frame chart, and I'm only going to take sell trades. I'm going to get my direction from this time frame chart, and then I'm going to take my trades from this time frame or some other time frame chart. And I'm only going to trade in that direction. And they're going to use, like I said, support and resistance, or trend lines, or an oscillator, or an indicator, or a proprietary indicator, or they're going to use 1,000 different ways to judge the trend. This is not a lesson on how to identify the trend. We could talk about that later, but listen, it's just a philosophy. And there are people who become angry if they feel that you are not a trend trader. In fact, some people will point out to you, and you'll find this, you'll say, oh, I'm going to buy the British pound. And they'll say, oh, the trend is down. And you'll think, well, no, it wasn't. I just looked at a chart a few minutes ago, and the trend wasn't down, it was up. And they'll go, no, 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 no. The trend on the daily chart with the toilet bowl swirl price pattern definitely up. And you'll go, what is that? Why would that even matter to me? And what they'll do is they will call you a vicious, dirty, lousy, evil counter-trend trader. These are the villains in the world of trading. And they'll call you that even though you may not even identify yourself as such. You may not think you're a counter-trend trader, but they may think you are. A counter-trend trader in the world of trading is generally viewed as someone who, although the chart appears to be going down, is willing to buy. Or, even though the chart appears to be going up, is willing to sell. Even though the trend was up, a counter-trend trader would be willing to sell. Now that seems really weird, right? We just finished a conversation about the fact that a lot of this just appears to be, I don't know, mumbo-jumbo or whatever. Maybe it's all made up. Let me give you a perspective on this. A lot of people say I'm a counter-trend trader. And they say that because I've built an indicator which shows points at which the market might reverse. I might sell right here, even though price has been going up. And I might buy right here, even though price has been going down. And so I'll buy right there, for example, and someone will call me a counter-trend trader. Why? Because I bought even though price is moving down on that chart, or some chart that they're looking at. But here's my question. What if on a longer time frame chart, the trend was up? Or what if I bought here because a moment ago it was moving up? I mean, what does it really mean to say that you're a counter-trend trader? It means you're trading against the most recent movement of price. That doesn't seem like the biggest deal in the whole world to me. And if you're buying or selling on a chart, you may unknowingly be trading against or with some longer term trend from some other time frame chart. And no matter what you choose to do, you're always going to find somebody who's got enough time on their hands that they're going to tell you that you're doing it wrong. And I want to tell you, don't get wrapped up in this argument. Don't even bother with it. Everyone has their own definition of a trend and a counter-trend. And you may find that you're never going to fit into one of those two camps. But whatever you want to call yourself is fine. Let me just say something about trend traders. I know it sounds like I'm being critical, but a lot of trend traders spend a great deal of time criticizing other people. And I don't think that's useful, and I don't think that's helpful. Let me just describe to you what a trend trader will generally do. So let's go back through the chart. Let's say a trend trader is identifying movement up in a trend. And that means they want to buy or sell. What do they want to do?
Buy.
They want to buy because the trend is up. And are they going to buy right away? No. They're generally going to wait for a retracement or a sell-off or a discount to take that buy trade. Does that make them a counter-trend trader? I don't know. Does it mean that they're buying something on sale? Yeah, I think that's really smart. Something that has been going up, they wait for it to move down, and then they buy it. Yeah, Nate?
Would you say that trend traders would any relation to being typically day traders? Or?
Trend traders don't necessarily have any relation to day traders or long-term traders or anything else. Day traders are short-term traders, and they may trade with the trend or against it. Interesting question. A counter-trend trader is someone who typically, if it's been moving up, they're happy to sell. And if it's been moving down, they're happy to buy. That sell or that buy could be with or against a longer term trend, and we don't really know. It's not worth our time to really get into extended arguments. When you decide to be a trader, you should focus more on what you do well and less on these names that people throw around. But I would recommend that if you want to be a trend trader, find out, number one, how to identify that price is moving up and you've decided that a trend exists. And then decide what you're going to do to determine that price has given you a discount or gone on sale and given you a chance to buy with the trend. Now, of course, everything could be reversed for sell trades. Trend traders can be buyers or sellers. It doesn't really matter. Any questions that occur to you, Nate, as we kind of discussed this trend trading stuff?
Not so far.
All right, great. Thank you to our sponsor. If you're interested in FX trading, contact Forest Park FX to open an account and get cashback rebates on every trade you place. Forex trading carries a significant risk of loss. Terms and conditions will apply. We'll see you in the next video.